we rolling? Backstage right now at the Comcast Theater in downtown Hartford for today's WCCC Rockstar Energy Drink Mayhem Tour. Welcome David Draiman from Disturbed.
How are you?
It's good, man. It's so good to have you back here. I'm well. Thanks so much for taking the time to talk to us again today.
My pleasure, my pleasure.
Last time I saw you in town, we were playing poker backstage with a listener. You remember that over at Mohegan Sun?
Oh, yeah.
You guys have always...
I enjoyed the poker games we actually had.
You remember that? When she came out, too, the thing is she knew nothing about the game and then took out half the band.
No, but she won every single hand. Yeah, I know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You guys have always been great about taking those unique experiences and making yourself very accessible to the band. I want to thank you for that because CCC, we appreciate that history.
It's our pleasure. We like being able to reconnect with the fans, and there's no better way to do that than through promotions with you guys, so we enjoy it.
You know, a funny thing happened that day. I was at that show, and I ended up getting booted right before you came out. And my girl and the kids only there to see you guys. Oh, some joker with a beer. I did them like the Matrix. I was like this. It went by me, hit another guy. Blue coats took me out like it was me throwing it.
Oh, that sucks.
Well, you know, when you're in the mix enough times, you get enough mud on you, they start to think that you're the one that stinks every time, you know? So they're like, let me grab that guy.
Were you wearing your colors?
I wasn't, and I didn't want to name drop and go, hey, man, you know, I sold half these tickets, but I didn't want to do that. You know, you can never win with that.
You should have. You say, I know David.
Well,
you can't throw me out.
We're back now. We're here today. We got a chance to make up for all those things. Shortly after that show, you guys came off the road again. You were having some vocal trouble. What's going on with you now? How you doing?
You know, I've been unbelievably strong since the tail end of Music as a Weapon. So, I mean, the entire New Zealand and Australian run and the entire European run, and so far this whole run, it's been, you know, thank God, really, really bulletproof so far. Yeah. So, you know, I think I got the acid reflux thing managed again, and, you know, just had to reconfigure and kind of heal from that bleed that I had during Weapon, and ever since then everything's been better than usual, to be perfectly honest. I had spent some time taking a bunch of vocal training earlier in the cycle, but unfortunately all the training in the world doesn't really help if you're injured.
If you have an ailment.
You know, so, but injury's completely gone, been very, very strong, and the sets have been powerful, so looking forward to tonight too.
I know how much it means to you and how you guys put in the work, and that's really been the way that you guys have been since day one. So I know that that's good to hear, and you know, you've been dealing with that for so long that it's almost like learning again now with it gone has got to be strange.
You know, I have no problem with it gone.
Yeah.
Gone is good. You know, as long as I really have to watch my diet, I have a pretty strict medication regimen. Can't have a lot of the things I enjoy. I can't smoke, I can't drink, I can't do pretty much anything on the road as usual, but I can't even really partake of, you know, my red wine vice on the off time. You know, I can't. I have to really be very regimented right now, because in December the repaired valve that I have at the top of the stomach, which had herniated 5 years ago, re-ruptured. So it's free flowing again.
Wow.
And so I just need to be very, very careful. Yeah. And I have been. So.
Well, that's good. Yeah. We've got to ask the questions because you know all the talk in the biz right now. I'm not on Facebook every day. I don't know everything that's been said, but what are you willing to tell me? What will you tell me what's going on with Disturbed?
I'm willing to tell you that we're discussing the future of the band. We're at this point still uncertain. You know, there are numerous factors involved, and unfortunately none of which I can really touch upon with any great detail. The one thing I can absolutely, positively, definitively tell you is that this is your last chance to see Disturbed for a very long time. We're going to be going away for quite a while. So those of you who are actually coming to the show tonight, we brought all the bells and whistles. It's our largest production we've ever assembled, and we're going out with a bang. That's all I can tell you.
You guys really do all that work, and all that can be intensive with what you've dealt with medical, and you guys being out there working all the time. It's not like you've ever taken a long period off before, you know, maybe a year or whatever.
Right.
We can't understand all the dynamics of what relationships are, but can you tell me, is it more personal? Is it more business? Do you just need a break from each other? Is it creative?
It's kind of a combination of everything, to be honest. You know, the industry is in a state of flux.
Definitely.
There's no question that I think that we'd all like to see the phoenix rise from the ashes before we think about what we're going to do as far as the future of Disturbed.
Maybe figure out what it's going to be like.
Yeah, look, there's some amazing new things on the horizon. I'm very excited about the launch of Spotify here in the United States. I'm very excited about the fact that this time the labels were forward-thinking and negotiated deals with them from the onset, as opposed to trying to fight the future. That seems like they're finally starting to embrace it and accept it. I'm excited about the prospect of a different type of environment for musicians, and I think that it's going to take some time for it to get there. I think that a lot of people still need to pull their heads out of their collective asses, and it's going to take time for that to happen. As far as things between the band members are concerned, I really can't touch on it because there are certain things that simply have to be kept sacred, and certain things that just really need to stay within family. It's kind of like airing out dirty laundry. We've never been a fan of doing that.
And that's smart.
So we're just know that we're very, very focused on making this tour the most dynamic and bombastic performances we've ever delivered, and we're gonna knock people over. It's a sure thing.
Of course, one of the great things about being smart and keeping those cards close to the vest and not airing the laundry outside. If you look at champions, whether it be sports, whether it be acts that have lasted the test of time or whatever, they do that. They keep it in-house. They don't talk about those things out there. And of course, that leaves all the room for a return at any time.
Well, we'll have to see.
Yeah. Well, no bridges get hand grenaded too much, and if it doesn't happen in public, that's the way it is. And sometimes the best move is to see, like what you're talking about with the industries, how will it play out? What will change, and what will that mean to a different system? You come into the business at one time, there's a different structure. Now there's a different structure, and that's got to change within that family too.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, it's nice to still have you guys on the scene. I know that there are lots of rock stations that are falling by the wayside. I was personally very, very shocked and appalled and surprised by the demise of Q101 in Chicago. It's nice to know that there's a station like CCC is still, rocking and doing it strong.
Fighting
I remember
every day.
doing that little show for you guys way back in the day on that tiny little slope.
That's about
stage
a mile and a half from here. We can get you back over there today.
No. We don't want people to get hurt.
Let me just ask you one more thing.
Yeah.
All right, guys like you. Obviously, you guys have been smart. All that I can see, you guys have been smart. So, if you're going to take time now to do whatever you do, whether it be as individuals, as a group, you'll have that opportunity to do those things. But what I know about human nature is guys like you don't really, it's not like you're turning something off and going to sleep.
Oh, no. I'll still always stay involved with music in general. In what facet for the next indefinite period of time, it's yet to be determined. But music is the ultimate addiction. You really can't ever rest yourself free from it.
David Draiman from Disturbed, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks so much again for taking the time to talk to us today, man.
Very well.
Good luck with the rest of the tour. We know tonight it's going to be a great show.
Thank you, bro.
Jay Raven live backstage. We're at the Comcast Theater. It's WCCC and the Rockstar Energy Drink Mayhem Tour with headliners David Draiman and Disturbed.